to have you with me today. I hope everybody's weekend was great. Okay, so we have here the disturbing truth. What is a disturbing truth about the pick three at a glance? Pick three is that you have to what you put in, you get out. You have to put your work in, put the wood in to get the fire out. And I tend to find that is how I've gotten to the winner circle as often as I have. And that's why I came up with the pick three at a glance strategy, where I could track the actual 1,000 numbers. And it showed me things that, as I found that the tic-tac-toes, the date sums, the root sums, the multiple different workouts and rundowns out there that I really couldn't see unless I seen the whole mechanism. ABLC, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Uh, Glad to have you with me, buddy. And uh, would work, and I didn't know the mechanisms of the number I was playing. And like I say, the mechanisms again is the actual 1,000 numbers, the front pair, the back pair, the single digit, and the single pairs. Um, in Illinois, we had the 770 to come in. That was a repeat for Illinois for the 12th and the 20th. And there's no real way you're going to know that that's going to happen because, like I said, the numbers run randomly. The only thing you really have is working with the law average and using the law average to your advantage. That's why I started the acronym OPPB, be organized, be patient and persistent, and stick with a budget. You're going to really have to be organized so you can see what's going on with your numbers when you're playing them. And not jumping on and off all the different numbers that you see everywhere, like I used to do, um, and not seeing why you playing your number. And when you win, you don't know why you won. You don't know really where to go get your next set of numbers from. But with the pick three at a glance strategy, like that 770 came in, I know that '07 and that 77 didn't fall last month. I had an idea that that number would come in, but you can track them all, but you can't play them all. But at least you know what's going on with the numbers. Okay, so and I've had one with this strategy um, since I've been here in this and actually this month with the 5-9 and the 5-6 and other strategies that I posted in the video. Previous videos. So that is really the key. And all the numbers run different in all the states. Uh, there's no, like I say, rhyme or reason how the 1,000 numbers going to run, but you can track them to see how they're running for your individual state. And that's why I don't take it on myself to post numbers for all the different states that's out there and things like that, because I know what it entails. You really have to teach people how to study the numbers for their estate and then help them get there. And that's what Pick Three at a Glance is about, and that's why I'm here. So, what I'm going to start with today, pretty much, as a content creator, you try to figure out the best way to, well, this is a teaching channel, pretty much on how to play Pick Three. And that's all I specialize in is Pick Three. So pretty much I think about how to improve my channel and how to be a better teacher where everybody can be on the same page and understand when I upload a video and how I strategize and build a skill set to winning. There's a skill to working with the numbers and knowing how to play them, when to play them, what numbers to play, when to back off playing, and how to set up a budget. And I think the first thing I'm going to kind of, when I start, is to start off showing people how to understanding the definition of what they call mirroring numbers. So when I move into actually showing the lesson, you won't be confused, because if you don't understand, they say mirroring numbers. I don't use that definition anymore. I call it the opposite, the numbers opposite each other. So this is what I'm going to do. And if you new or if you've been around a while, you might understand what I mean by mirroring, because it can get confusing. It can get very confusing because they tell you to mirror numbers, mirror single numbers, and then they add in there flipping numbers. But I'm going to explain what mirroring numbers are. I'm going to draw a line here, number line. And I'm going to do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? Now, to the single numbers, what you get here, you're going to add plus 5 to these top numbers to get the bottom numbers. So you're going to add plus 5. Might have to get another pen, but I guess it's right and right. And you're going to add plus 5 to 0, you get 5. 5 to 1, you get 6. 5 to 2, you get 7. 5 to 3, you get 8. 5 to 4, you're going to get 9. So if you was to do the opposite of that, you add 5 to 5, you get 10. But in lottery math, you wouldn't use the 1, you just use the 0. So you would do 5 to 6 is 11, you just use the 1. 5 to 7 is 12, you just use the 2. 5 to 8 is 13, you just use the 3. And 5 to 9 is 14, you just use the 4. Okay, the reason they use that, most of them, they trying to use this strategy to figure out what number is coming the next day when they do their rundowns and things like that. So here, but I use it to know the actual opposite number of the 1,000 numbers. Let's say we got the top numbers of the 1,000 numbers from triple zeros to 499. And the bottom of the 1,000 numbers, you're going to have 500 to 999. That gives you all your 1,000 numbers. So, and they're the opposite of each other. Because of a 0 opposite of 5, 5 opposite of 0. 1 opposite of 6, 6 opposite of 1. 2 opposite of 7, 7 opposite of 2. 3 opposite of 8, 8 opposite of 3. 4 opposite of 9, 9 opposite of 4. Okay? Now, say if you played the lottery and you play 0, 1, 2, and the lottery played 5, 6, 7, they just played the direct opposite number of the number that you was playing. Just like I said, 0 can be a 5, 5 be a 0. 1 can be a 6, 6 can be 1. 2 can be a 7, 7 be a 2. Just like that. Or if you played the 5, 6, 7 and the lottery played 0, 1, 2, they just played the direct opposite top number of the number you were playing. Okay? Now, let's say you played 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. And the lottery played 2, 3, 4. They just played the exact opposite top number of the bottom number you were playing of the 1,000 numbers. Okay? And the same as the opposite. If you played the 2, 3, 4, and they played the 7, 8, 9, they just played the opposite top number again, bottom number of the number you were playing. Again here, if you played a double, which is 5, let's do 5, 5, 1. And you played 5, 5, 1, and they played 0, 0, 6. See that? Same thing. A five is, let's see, 551. Then you do this a five and a zero is opposite. Five is opposite of zero. A one is opposite of six. So you got two fives here, so you would have two zeros, and you only got one ones, and so you have a six here. So 551, you would have 006. So if you played, let's say you played 00, triple zeros on the triples, the opposite number of that, and they played triple would be triple fives. So once you can get this in your head, the pick three at a glance strategy will make a lot of sense to you. Thank you, baby. Appreciate it. All right. Now, so once you get the numbers, they not, I don't call them mirror numbers anymore. I might say mirrors, but I've been saying it for 2 years, but I want you to understand that's the actual opposite of the 1,000 numbers. See, because you only got 1,000 numbers that you have to deal with pick three. That's why I only specialize in pick three, because it's trackable, teachable, and doable. Okay? You can put pen and paper and track these 1,000 numbers with no problem. Okay? So I want to show you, try to give you a better picture of what I mean here about the 1,000 numbers. And here it is. See all the 1,000 numbers right here. If I can get them all on the camera. That's all your 1,000 numbers. And when I say they're divided in half, like we just did on the number line, this half is the top of the 1,000, this half of the bottom. So they're opposite each other. So you have to understand that. And without any rhyme or reason, we do not know which one of these 1,000 numbers are going to come out. That's why they're random. But we can track and see how they're falling, and by tracking them, we can build a skill set and a strategy on the best way to play the numbers, and why we would play them that way, and how we would play them using the pick three at a glance strategy. That's all you're going to get is these 1,000 numbers. Pick four got 10,000 numbers. I play that strictly for fun, on luck. And pick five got 100,000, and now they got a pick six, and I can't tell you how many that, and you can't track that. So you have to be real to know that that's all luck. But there is a strategy and a skill set with the 1,000 numbers, because you can actually track them and see what they're doing in your state. Because what's going on in Illinois is not going to be going on in your state. And I'm state specific for Illinois. What's going on, it don't even go like that midday and evening. The way the midday numbers run are going to be totally different from what the evening numbers are doing with these 1,000 numbers. Okay, so you have to realize that midday numbers are not going to bring evening numbers. Evening numbers are not going to bring midday numbers. It just don't work. They cross paths. They got 1,000 on midday, 1,000 on evening. Yeah, if a number like 1, 2, 3 falls midday and then it falls evening, they just cross paths. But that don't mean that the whole layout of the 1,000 numbers are the same. And the only way you're going to know the layout of the 1,000 numbers is that you actually tracking all 1,000 numbers. You're tracking midday separate from evening and evening separate from midday. And that's how to pick three at a glance strategy. You separate midday from evening if you're tracking. If you're a midday person, midday or morning person, track the morning numbers if it makes you more comfortable. I'm an evening person, so I only stick with my evening numbers and tracking them, and I do pretty good. But I do, so now that I got the evening down, I will go up to the midday to see if there's anything up there that I can use and start playing playing the numbers off of that. But I know why I'm playing it. I don't just play numbers randomly midday, or the same number I'm playing midday, I'm gonna play evening. Because I'm playing the midday don't mean it's going to come evening. And it could take, these numbers here can take 3 to 4 years to fall out. Okay? And like I said, with this 1,000 numbers here, you got 1,000 numbers here, you got 365 days in a year. All you're going to get is a third of these 1,000 every year. Every day you play. So you got 635 of them numbers. You have no idea why you playing these numbers. You don't know why you playing them. Unless you actually tracking those numbers. And if you're tracking like something like this and you marking off, you can see what's going on and build a strategy and a skill set. So what I did with the pick three at a glance strategy, I took all these numbers and condensed them down to 22 numbers that I made 22 columns out of. And it's got all these 1,000 numbers in an organized manner that you can track each of those 22 columns and knowing what's going on with all these 1,000 numbers. Okay. Now, I'll show you the 22 numbers. Show you 22 numbers. That I use. I call them numbers the base numbers. All right. And then we're going to do these 22 numbers here. They got singles, which is 12 of them, and then doubles, which is 10 of them. So each one of these numbers here can come 6 different ways. All right. And if you do the 111 rundown on each one of these numbers, you're going to have 12 columns. And the doubles, they can come 3 different ways. And you do the 1-1 rundown on them, since it's only 10, you're going to have 10 columns. Up here on these singles, make sure you can see, that's going to be 12 columns. You're going to know what 720 of those 1,000 numbers are doing at any time when you're tracking. Here, you got the doubles. You're going to know what 270 of those numbers are doing at any time. And then you got the triples, which is only 10 of those. So you got the 720, the 270, and the 10 gives you all 1,000 numbers that you can look at on 22 columns and know what's going on with them. This is strategy number 1. That was the first strategy. This is the first strategy I came up with to tracking and making it simple and easy to track those numbers. Now, we're going to do the Illinois evening draw. 770 came in. So we're going to do the 1-1 rundown. The 1-1-1 rundown on the the 1-1 rundown on the 770 that came in. And here's the 12 columns I was telling you about for the singles. You see them? You can screenshot this. I can send it out to you PDF. There's 4 strategies that I'll send out to you, $25, and then you can print them out, these same sheets. Just start using and following me. And here's the doubles, the columns. Right here. And that's strategy number 1. Now, you got 3 more other strategies, which I call a triangle, right here. Strategy number 2, right here. That's for the single pairs, tracking the single pairs and knowing how they fall. And then you have strategy number 3, the single digits. Want to know where the single digits, what position they fall in. And strategy number 4 is knowing the front pair and back pair of the numbers and how they fall. And we're going to go through how I use all these strategies. And these numbers at the top are same as the number at the bottom. So I got the front pair of any pick 3 number and the back pair of any pick 3 number that I can track at a glance and see what's going on with them throughout the year. Okay. Now, we're going to get to the 770 and how it applies to the pick 3 at a glance strategy. So here, can you see it? Yeah. Let me get one sheet here. Yep. Now, we got the 770. It came in Illinois Evening Draw. Oh, the pen is drying out for some reason. I see they don't last that long if you let them. You leave them, don't put the cap on, man. The 111, and that's kind of dull. It's kind of hard to see. I have to get another pen here. I have to get another pen. Let me see if this one's going to work. Let me see. Let this one get drained, dry, come back in. Okay. Hopefully this one is okay. You do the 111. You're going to do the 770. And you're going to add 1 to each one of these numbers going down. I use it because it's simple and effective and easy to use. And that's how I came up with this strategy using this 111 rundown. You add 1 to the 7, you get 8. 1 to 8, you get 9. 1 to 9, you get 10. But you don't use the 1, you just use the 0 in lottery math. Then you can get 1 to 0, you get 1. 1 to 1, you get 2. 1 to 2, you get 3. 1 to 3, you get 4. 1 to 4, you get 5. 1 to 5, you get 6. And 1 to 6, you're going to get the 7. Same number at the bottom, you get at the top, you add it correctly. So you're going to just count straight down since it's another 7. You're going to go 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the same here, you're going to add 1, and you're just going to keep counting straight down. 1 to 0 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So you say if you add the same number, you get the same number at the bottom, you got the top, you add it correctly. And you just stop right there, because all you're going to do, if you keep going with this here, the number's just going to repeat. I get a lot of subscribers ask me, where do you stop at? Why you stop here? Because if you add that 7 to the same number, I mean these 1s to the same 771, all the other numbers just continually repeat. All right? Now, what you're looking for is where this 777 is in the 22 columns that makes up the 1,000 numbers in strategy number 1. So the 770 is a double. Okay, so you go to the double column on the sheet, and find out where the 770 is. And any winning number to come in, will always be in that, the base number will always be in that rundown. Okay? So, and you'll learn the base numbers fairly easily. So when you go down, you're going to look underneath, you're going to look for all the base numbers have zeros in them. So you don't have to look at all these numbers and try to figure out what column. All you have to look at what number has the zero in it, and it more than likely will be the base number. You'll memorize these base numbers, excuse me, because there's only 12 of them. I mean, 22 of them, and they're in numerical order, and you'll memorize it. And I know that this 003 is one of the base numbers on the doubles. So I go to column, and you'll see it's column number 3 here with the 003. And you just go down, and the 770 will be in there. And here it is right here. It's the second time it came out for the month, and I know this is a monthly cheat. So the second time that 770 came out for the month, and it came out exactly. And bam, you're done. That's strategy number 1. Now, what you do is you want to go to tracking the single pairs. This triangle, I put it together because I wanted to know what the single pairs was doing. And those single pairs, I just knew that it had to be something else I needed to know the mechanism of any 3 numbers I was playing, the pick 3 number I was playing. So I needed to know what pairs I played each month. Because see, basically working with the law of average, you're trying to lessen the pool of the numbers you play, and what numbers don't show up the previous month, you're gonna underline them or something so you'll know that they're in play for the next month. Okay? See where this 77, I hope you can see it, is underlined here, and this 07 is underlined. They didn't fall in September. I knew they was in play, but I couldn't play those because until I hit, and I can add them to my bucket list of numbers to play. And you'll build a decent a list of numbers to play as you watch them. But when I hit, then if I wanted to add this 007, I would have known why I was playing it. So again, you got the the 77, well, I say 07, the 770, excuse that, that would be 770. What I did, and it already came in once, I got 2 separate numbers, so you're going to have only 2 pairs. So I mark off the 77 and the 07. Okay? Everything's in numerical order. Now, say 1, 2, 3 come in. It's 3 separate numbers, so you can have 3 separate pairs. So I would mark off the 12, the 13, and the 23. 3 separate numbers, 3 separate pairs. Just like the double, only 2 separate numbers, 2 pairs. And triples, if a triple come in, what I would do with the triples, I just mark the doubles. Like the triple zeros would be the double zeros, 1s would be double 1s, 2 would be double 2s, to let me know that that double pair came in for the month. And the way I use this to strategize and build a skill set, 38 pair didn't come in for 128 days. So you'll know how long it takes for these numbers to come in. You won't be guessing at any of these numbers. That's the simple truth about this, is that you won't be guessing about these pairs. and working with the law of average, you want to play the numbers they haven't played. And you start seeing that because they have to change positions. They have to change positions. And as they change in positions, you'll watch them. And more than likely, you'll be able to see how to hit them better. That you're just not going to see with just the grids, the root sums, the date sums, and tic-tac-toes, and the multiple different other workouts and strategies they got out there. Because all of those are, after a number come in, then you're trying to figure out what's coming in the next day. It just don't work like that. And once you start tracking the actual 1,000 numbers, you're going to see that. You'll see it. Okay? So that 38 pair hadn't failed. So after the tracking here, I realized that 338 and 388 hadn't failed. And the 38 hadn't failed in 4 months. I picked up the 338 and the 388, and it came in. And you'll start being able to actually see and track the actual numbers, and not guess the actual numbers. Okay. Now here, this is strategy number 3. Strategy number 3. What you're doing here is like here, these single columns here from 0 to 9. They used to say play the number that's the coldest, and it's usually a single number, and how many that number hit, how often it hit and stuff. I wasn't too much worried about. I just want to know if it hit. I didn't care too much about how often it hit, because I just want to know what number didn't hit at all. So one time in Missouri, I was tracking using the strategy number 3. So here it is, 7. I'll mark off that 7 for the front. I got 3 columns. The 7 for the middle that came in yesterday, and the 0. See, I knew it was going to be marked anyway because I knew it came previously. See, things you'll start remembering what the numbers are actually doing. You won't be guessing what the numbers are doing. So I realized, like I was saying before, that the 7-7, these 3 sevens, nothing had hit. None of these 7s hit for 2 months, going on 2 months. And like as I always say, I thought I was tripping. I thought I missed something or something. But they hadn't hit for 2 months. So quite naturally, I picked up triple sevens, and they came in and won. That's the kind of stuff you're going to see happening with your state numbers. That might not be happening nowhere else in the whole country. You see what I'm saying? That's how you win. Might not be happening nowhere in the whole country. I'm pretty sure them sevens did not hit for 2 months and nowhere else, or no 38 didn't hit for 4 months nowhere else. So that puts the ball in your court where you can play and know what's going on. But when you playing all these other numbers and you don't know nothing about going on with them, and once you know what it takes to win, you're not going to be going everywhere else looking for numbers. You're going to find your own numbers. Okay? And know the mechanics of what's going on with your own numbers. So then, here's again front pair and back pair. You need to know the mechanics of the number you're playing. And if you don't know why you're playing it, don't play it. Here is the front pairs and back pairs of any number that comes in. Okay? So it was 770 that came in. This the front. When it's 77, just circle the door. You mark the front of it. You know it hit for the month and for the year because it's a yearly short. And you know the 70 hit for the year. Okay? And that's valuable information for when you get get ready to play your numbers. Same here. Now, for the year in Illinois, I know what front pairs and back pairs ain't failed on all those 1,000 numbers. I know that the 17 front ain't failed for the year. I know that 37 ain't failed for the year, and the 50 hasn't failed, and the 88 hasn't failed in Illinois for on front. And that's what? 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 numbers. I can do something with those, folks. I know enough how to use them to win and hit when it's time. Same here on the back. You got the 22 ain't failed. You got the 39 that hasn't failed on the back. The 42 ain't failed on the back. And the 50 hasn't failed on the back. Okay? And the way I use that pretty much for triples, I don't play triples. I don't chase triples all year. I only do triples if I know ain't no triple fail up all the way up to November, December. No triple, zero triples. Then if I see, let's say this triple zero, this double zero ain't fail on the front and double zero ain't fail on the back, I'm lining up to play triple zeros. Depending on what I see, how I'm going to play them. But I'm going to definitely play triple zeros. If I see it ain't fail on the front or the back for the whole year. Or double ones. If I see double ones ain't fail on the front or the back, I'm making them up. Then too, I can do that with any numbers. Let's say, for example, I'll give a perfect example. My brother's birthday was 5/27. And I realized the year before, his birthday didn't fall at all because me tracking, I just don't play any numbers. I just see what numbers are favorable for me to play. So the year before, his birthday did not play at all. And I knew that 5/2 hadn't played. And I knew that that 27 had played on the back. So I added it to my daily carry number. And see, my daily carry numbers, when I hit, I load up on them. I don't just play all different numbers to try to load up on. I only load up on the numbers that I'm carrying and tracking with. Hey, Pepsi, glad to have you with me. I only load up on the numbers I carry when I hit. I don't unless depends. Like I said, that's what I do. Okay, now his birthday was on a Saturday. And then, like I said, it's pretty much my daily carry. So on his birthday, I loaded up on that 527, and it came in exact like that. That's how you play. You got to know why you playing your numbers. So this is the front pair and the back pair. Now, okay. Alrighty. I'm going to show this sheet here a little bit. What I did, this sheet here, you might not see. I consolidated or organized the doubles a little bit better so it make it easy to win. Because remember I was telling you about the mirrors, not the mirrors, but the opposite numbers that I don't call them mirrors anymore. I call them opposite because they're opposite each other. I put all the doubles in the sets and their opposites. So at a glance, I always would know what set and opposite number hadn't failed. Because see the 001, the opposite of it in the doubles is 556. So at a glance, I know that the doubles and its opposite didn't fall. Okay. Same here. And this is a yearly sheet here that I put together for Illinois. And at a glance, I know what has fallen and not fallen. So working with the law average, I'm looking for what column ain't, about this time of year, I'm looking for what number and its opposites on the doubles haven't failed. So anything like this I got circled here hasn't failed. This here, this 224 hadn't failed. I call these my hot numbers for the rest of the year, where nothing has fallen off these four numbers here, here, and here. But you have to track for yourself because I could miss something, and you'll see them and you hit them big. Okay, that's why I don't really give out numbers. Okay, now that's how that works there. And this was open, but the old 44 just came in. And I hit it because I knew that the 44 and its opposite double 99 hadn't played. So when I knew this column was open, I ran this here for for the weekend because I was out of town, and it came in 044. But I knew why I was playing it, and I knew why I was looking for it. And that's what you can do when you know you're looking for a number. Instead of just playing it for that day, you might play it for 3 days. In Missouri, we can play for 14 days. But I just played it for 3 days because I knew I'd be back in town, and it hit. Gave me money to get back in town with. You know what I'm saying? But like that. You'll see this here. This is very effective. You can screenshot it to kind of look at it and see how it works here. But that's powerful when you can look and see for the year what doubles and its opposite hadn't failed, and that's what here the power of the picture at a glance sheets. All these 12 numbers and the doubles, but I just organized that other sheet better to see what was going on. All these doubles, all these singles, their numbers and the opposite in it in all the columns. So at a glance, I know what number and its opposite didn't play for the whole year or for the month too. And so like here again, like this 018, I know the opposite of it is 563. And the 129, the opposite of it is a 674. And then the 230, the opposite is the 785, all the way down. So if say, and when you're tracking and doing a monthly column, one of these columns might not hit for 3 months, 4 months. I think 4 months about the longest I've seen. Might not hit for 3 or 4 months. So when I see that, I'm going to play this column 50-cent box, and I'm definitely going to play any of the numbers and the opposites that didn't play probably straight box or put a little heavier on it. I know where to place my bet. Because I'm looking dead at the number, and I know that you're not looking at just 10 numbers, you're looking at 60 numbers because these numbers can come 6 different ways. So if I see that this 018 and its opposite, then that's mostly what you're looking for. This 565, this 563 ain't played. I'm going to play a little heavier on those two numbers. Because working with the law average, more likely one or the other will come in. Okay. So this is the significance of this here whole strategy. You always looking for any number and its opposite that didn't come in, and you're looking for how long it's been since they've came in. I start looking at 60 days. If I see a column about 60 days and I ain't playing it yet, I'm looking at that column for 90 days. 90 days is definitely going to get played pretty much if when I win. If I can't play it, I just can't play it. That's why I say OPPB, be organized, be patient, be persistent. stick with a budget, play responsibly. If I can't play it, I just can't play it because I don't want to burn my money up for the numbers I know I didn't track and looking for to come in. I don't jump on and off numbers. I know it could take 60 days for numbers to come in if I'm playing them and how I'm going to play them. But like I say, keep your budget around at the most $3 to $5 a day if you're playing that. Then when you hit load up, I wouldn't play more than $5 a day if that. Now, but when you see something, and like you say, when I'm tracking, when I see something, I load up. And 9 out of 10 is going to be after I didn't hit already. But I do $3 a day if you can afford that, you know. If you can't, just track. See, time is on your side. It's better on your side tracking than not tracking and trying to play and win. Play on paper. Study more than you play. I'm always looking for opposite, just like here. All these here, single pairs, opposite each other. That's how I hit the 5, 6, 9. Because, see these here, they opposite pairs of each other. This O, 1, and this 5, 6 are opposite pair of each other. A O is opposite 5, 5 opposite O. A 6 opposite a 1 opposite 6. So I knew that these two, that's why I say put pen on paper so you can see what's going on. I knew one of these, working with the law average, one of these pairs more likely was going to come up in October. And here, same way here. And this 5, 9 is, this 04 and this 5, 9 is opposite. A O is a 5 and 5 opposite 0. 4 opposite 9, 9 opposite 4. Okay? And all of them are like that. You want to find that if you see where the previous month a pair and it's opposite in play, that's the pairs you're looking at putting together and playing. Like here on the, let's see on the double Z. Double zeros, the opposite is 5. Double ones, the opposite is 6. Double twos, the opposite is the 7s. Double threes, the opposite is the 8s. Double fours, the opposite is 9. Now, if I'm tracking here and I realize that month that the double ones and the double sixes didn't hit all that whole month, then I got my eye on them for that next month. And then if these two don't hit for 2 months in a row, when I win, I'm doubling up on the double sixes and double ones as doubles to play, because 9 out of 10, one of those other gonna come in. But normally, they'll come in the next month, one or the other, if they didn't play the previous month. So happen is 4, 4, and 9, 9 didn't play for 60 days together. That's why I was playing the 044 and the triple nines when they came in. You always looking for the opposite. This 1, 2, the opposite is what, 6, 7? 6, 7. So see here, if this 12 don't come in and the 6, 7 don't come in, I'm playing those. And if they come in, don't come in that previous month. Any number in this opposite don't come, a pair and opposite don't come in the previous month. Those are the numbers I'm looking at playing. I ain't trying to look at all the 1,000 numbers to play. I'm always looking at the numbers and their opposites. Thanks, Bills. The 03. You can find all the numbers in there. You're always looking for the number. See this 03? The 5, the 03, what is its opposite? 5, 8, right? If you see this 03 and 5, 8 didn't fall, there you go. And you see this 1, 5, the opposite of it is 6, 0, right? So you're going to look for the 06. If you see that didn't fall, you always look for the numbers and their opposites. Always. And you can see it right here at a glance on this triangle. No guesswork. I do the same for the singles. If I see on the front the zero and it's opposite here 5, and then fall the previous month on the front, then I'm definitely gonna be playing the number with the. If I'm playing number 0, I'm definitely gonna make sure it's on the front and the 5 is on the front. Or playing number with the 5, I'm gonna definitely because I know one of the others is gonna come in. I really don't do it. I notice you can't get too much out of when the numbers are in the middle. I mostly get it when they're on the end because if I'm gonna wheel it, I'll play make sure the zero's on the front if I wheel it. Okay. I think I did the 770 on this strategy number 3, but if you got number like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then quite naturally you mark off the 1 on the front, the 2 in the middle, and the 3 on the back. And if you got and if you got the triple come in, you say triple zeros, you mark off the triple zeros, and say what you're looking for. Whatever number is left that don't come in, you want to carry them on to the next month. You keep carrying the numbers over. You do that every month, all the way into 2024. 2025. Every month, just and carry any of the numbers that didn't fall the previous year. You want to carry those numbers over from year to year, because it takes 3 years for those 1,000 numbers that I showed you to rotate out. You see that? Always look for the numbers and their opposites. The numbers and the opposites. Those going to be your first line of the play. Match them up. And I do the same on here. Any of them. Same here. If I see that this 12 ain't played, and I see on the front or the back, and his opposite ain't played, the 6, 7, then and see that the 6, 7 ain't played, I'm playing those opposites. Another thing I look for, I look to see if this 12 ain't played, the 12 ain't played on, and then the 21 ain't played. This is 12, and 21 ain't played up here. And you can play front pair and back pair. If I see that this 12 ain't played, the 21 ain't played on the front, and then I go down here, the 12 and 21 ain't played on the back, I'm playing those 4. That'd be $2, but I'm playing all 4 of them front and back for 50 cents. See, you can build a skill set and strategy with this of your actual numbers in your state, because ain't none of this gonna be the same in no state. None of this. Ain't gonna even come close. All right. So I think I got everything. So let's go to question and answers, Q&A. Anybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yep. Opposites get you in the winner circle. Sign of mental health issues. Oh, buddy, funny, whoever he is, Mr. D. Have a great day, huh? Yep. All righty. All right, BLZ, Pepsi, who else on here? Appreciate everybody.